Okay, so now you have it rolled up. This is where you're going to be stitching first. Don't worry about the borders. You're going to start right here where your two squares line up. Okay, so what you're going to do is always work with a quilt facing out to the left. And then since you rolled this up tight, it shouldn't be that, hard to stick in here. All right, now what you're going to do is your stitch length, you always want it the biggest one. Mine goes to 6, most sewing machines go to 5. And stitch length you can tell because remember it has the small little slits and then the slits get bigger, bigger, slashes or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so now what I do is, can you get up close to this?
Yes, I did.
Okay, now what you're going to do is you want that needle to go right in the middle of those two squares. Now what I usually do is I use the hand wheel for the first couple stitches just to kind of get it going. Okay, now anytime you stop, you want to make sure that the needle is in the down position. So what I do is I kind of just smooth this all out just to kind of make it flat. I take my right hand and I put it underneath the quilt. I take my left hand and I put it over top, and what I do is I smooth this out and then I grab it. The reason being is because you don't want this sheet to get folded over. You want it to be very nice and flat. So take your right hand down below, left hand up on top, smooth it out, and then grab it. What I do, you'll find your own way, but I grab it up here with my left hand, and I have my right hand down below where I just grabbed it. And what you're going to do is, this is kind of called stitching in the ditch. You're going to stitch it right in between those two squares. Now you'll get to know as you do it, the better you get at it. But see how my stitches are right in the middle of those two squares? Okay, that's called stitching the ditch. Now, once I have it left over, I go to the next one. Remember, always make sure that needle's in the down position, because if it's up and you go to smooth it, you can pull the whole thing right out. So, next one, down below, up top, smooth, grab, then stitch. And you'll stitch the whole way down to where you get to that first border. And then don't go into that first border. Just make sure that you're only stitching down to it. Don't go across it. Okay, see, I'm almost at the edge. Needle in the down position. Keep smoothing this out. Keep bringing this quilt up. Keep rolling this in. Kind of smoothing it out. Hand down below. Hand up top. Smoothing this. Because, like I said, you want this sheet to be smooth. Then, next section. All right. So you'll do this the whole way down until you get to the first border. Then I'll show you the next step.